Hi, I'm Doc AJ Chua.
And I'm Hans.
Welcome to Adjusting Your Heart. For the past 4 weeks, we have been discussing Dr. Gary Chapman's 5 love languages.
That's words, gifts, service, time, and touch.
In case you missed those, just check out our playlist and watch it there.
Okay. Using coffee, let us illustrate how we can effectively apply the 5 love languages.
If that person's primary love language is words, then you compliment that person by saying, "Wow, that coffee that you brewed tastes so good."
If it's gift, then you buy that person's favorite coffee.
If it's service, then you make coffee for that person.
And if it's time, have coffee time together.
And if it's touch, you hug that person after serving coffee. So for this episode, let me give you some more tips on how to show love to someone whose primary love language is touch. In case this is your first time to watch our channel, please click on the subscribe, which is found inside the red box, and also the bell button so that you'll be notified every Friday once we upload a new video. It's always in English and Amoy, and once a month, we also do a Taglish one. Understanding the concept of the 5 love languages is very important. Look at these books, okay? This for the children, the 5 love languages for the children. Another, this for men. And they even have one for as a devotional for couples. So you can buy these books and also be blessed. So in the example Hans and I gave you a while ago, if that person's love language is time, then just giving that person coffee is not enough. That person would want to spend time with you, to drink coffee with you. That's why if you're able to do that, then you are depositing into what Dr. Willard Harley says is that person's love bank. And the more you do that, the more satisfying your relationship will be. And to know your primary love language or that of your loved one, I would again ask you to check out the online quiz. Okay, we'll show it in the link below. Observe how they show love and what makes them feel loved. One more tip is to listen to their complaint. Sometimes they would say, "Oh, you don't spend time with me anymore." Oh, that person's love language is time. Or maybe that person said, "You don't compliment me anymore." Then that person's love language is words. Or that person would say, "You don't give me flowers anymore." That person's love language would be gift. So be observant. I don't know, have you already watched the Disney's Christmas ad, the latest one? I liked it very much. Okay, we put the link below. It's very touching and it has a lot of Filipino traditions. Like the grandmother there is called Lola, which we know is the Tagalog word for grandma. They have the parol, okay, the Christmas lantern, and even the value of family is shown in this video. So I'm gonna show you how the 5 love languages were shown in this video. Like it's for gifts. You could see in the video that the dad gave his daughter a Mickey Mouse. And then for time, you could see that the Lola and the granddaughter, they made paroles together. And suddenly, when the granddaughter grew up, Lola was very sad because the granddaughter wanted to spend time with her friends more than her. So when the granddaughter came and realized that her Lola was very hurt, she made paroles on her own, that service, and decorated around the house. So when Lola saw it, she was very, very touched and happy. And the love language of touch is also shown, in which the Filipino tradition of mano, wherein you take the hand of an elder and then put it in your forehead. And also, you could see the granddaughter embracing the Lola. And touch would be our main focus for this episode. Studies have shown that babies who are held, hugged, and kissed develop a healthier emotional lifestyle. So I hope if you would have the time after this pandemic, go and volunteer at an orphanage, because we know that usually when you go to an orphanage, they're understaffed. So the babies, they won't be hugged very much, okay? Let me share with you a true to life story. I watched this movie and it really made us cry. The title of this movie is called Home of Mephibosheth. This orphanage was established by Sinwei and Steve. Both of them are Christians. Sinwei is from China, while Steve was an American. They established this in 2009, and they left their comfortable life in US. They used their own savings and raised funds from their friends just to build this orphanage, which is situated in Shandong province. And it caters to kids who have been abandoned by their parents, because maybe these kids have cerebral palsy, autism, congenital heart disease, or the Down syndrome. You can see that from this picture. Sad to say, Sinwei died of cancer in 2015. And yet, in the late stages of her cancer, she would still go to different churches and share her life testimony. After her death, Steve continued the work. Besides sick children, he said that he hopes that the home that they will open would help the homeless, the hungry, and even the depressed. So you can watch this movie in YouTube. They won awards for this. And my desire is, if this channel gets monetized, and thank God we're already nearing that. We already have 1,224 subscribers. Thank you. And I hope you guys who haven't subbed yet, please do. We already have 32,628 views, and we are now have 2,929 watch hours. So for us to get monetized, we need at least 1,000 subscribers, which we already have, but we still need a few more hours, because in order for us to get monetized, we need 4,000 hours. So we're around 1,200 hours short. So I hope that you guys keep watching, and once we get monetized, actually, we've already talked about this, we're gonna use the money also to help people who are who have mental disorders. And who knows, in the future, if some of you guys would partner with us, whether in money, in volunteering work, or maybe you have the skills to help, I hope that one day we could build an affordable or a free halfway house for those who are mentally ill, because right now it's very expensive and many people cannot afford it. At least a month you have to pay around 30,000 or 40,000, and that's a lot, especially if you're just a minimum wage earner, which is around 15,000. So that's one of my dreams, as I hope that you would dream with me. And in case you have the burden, let's say to give counseling for free, please message me, and I will be more than happy to connect you with a lot of people who need counseling. And you know what, when you look at the kids are generally affectionate. They would run, they would hug you. So especially if your child's love language is touch, that child will be very happy when you would carry him or her, piggyback with them, wrestling, toss them in the air, spin them around, tickle them, scratch their back, ruffle their hair. Of course, don't do that when they're going out, okay? Or when you read the story to them, let them lay on your lap, or you hug them, give them a lot of kisses. Having said kisses, I would suggest that if it's your children, just kiss them on the cheek or on the forehead. I know I'm not saying it's wrong to kiss them on the lips, but if I would have children, I would want to teach my children that you reserve kiss on the lips for your future wife or your future husband. And having said that, I'd also like to touch about physical abuse. For children whose love language is touch, when you spank them, they would feel super hurt and super bad, compared that if you just scold them. And so if you spank them, you hit them, you punch, you slap them, you pinch them, you kick them, please don't do so, okay? Of course, we can, let's say, spank them in the hand, but before you do so, of course, there should be warning, and then explain to them why, okay, in case they commit this mistake, why would they be punished and how, and when you follow through with it, let's say you said, okay, the third time around, mommy's gonna spank you once, either on the hand or on the butt. And that person already committed, okay, that's the third time, so you need to spank. Then please, before you do, just remind the child why you're gonna spank him, and don't use your hand. Because next time around, if you're gonna hug your child, child will be very afraid, because the child doesn't know that if you're gonna hug or spank him or her. And then after using maybe a ruler to spank that child, then you could just hug that child again and said, mommy or daddy loves you very much. That's why we are teaching you. Okay? And how about sexual abuse? Because we're talking about touch. So if you have younger kids, then you teach them something like this, like if it's, let's say it's a girl, like, okay, these are special parts of your body, then you point to the private parts and you tell them, do not let anyone touch you there. Except, let's say, if it's mommy who's giving you a bath or yaya. But beyond that, if somebody touched you, please tell me. That way we try to protect the children. And please, for the parents who are watching, I would suggest that you don't post pictures of your kids, let's say they're not wearing in the nude or wearing too seductive clothing, okay, especially when they're already in their teens, because we don't know who are the people watching. Okay, we know there are a lot of pedophiles, there are a lot of sex maniacs, so let's protect our kids, okay? And for, let's say your kids are already teenagers, of course, they still need hugs from the parents, but they might be a little embarrassed, especially if it's a son. They would feel embarrassed if the mom would, let's say, hug them in public in front of his friends. So in case he would feel that way, then you just hug him when he comes home, okay? But if he's okay with that, then no problem. And other ways of touching would be, let's say, among friends, would be shaking the hands, okay, high five, fist bump, okay, a pat, okay, a tap on the shoulder, a hug, sometimes group hug, or beso beso. But remember, the kind of touch would depend on the gender and the culture and how that person would be comfortable about it. So one time, my good friend and I, my good friend Josie and I, we attended an international conference in Hong Kong. We met a cute guy, and at the end of the conference, the guy asked us, it's a good thing he asked first, because he's from Canada. He said, can I give you girls a bear hug? We look at each other, and I just said, no, thank you. We'll just shake your hand, okay? Because for me, I'm not that comfortable, because we're not accustomed to it. And let's say you already have a boyfriend or girlfriend. Of course, it's very normal that you would want to touch each other, hold hands, embrace, or kiss. But please set limits when it comes to physical intimacy. Like if you check out this picture, it's our prenup picture in Taiwan. The photographer wanted Hans to kiss me on the lips, but we told him no, but we didn't tell him the reason anymore. But that's because Hans and I made an agreement that our first kiss on the lips would be on our wedding day. So this is our first kiss on the lips. I know that's not easy for Hans because his love languages are time and touch. But he did it, he waited because he loved God and he loved me. On the other hand, I got 0, as in 0, in the love language test when it comes to touch. Probably because I grew up in a traditional Chinese family wherein we don't do a lot of hugs and kisses. And sad to say, I've also been molested by strangers several times, but that's for another episode. So I'm not comfortable with people touching me, whether they're male or female. So when Hans and I went steady, it took him a month just to hold my hand. So I was shocked when I met his family. You can check out this picture. He also has a big family. They would beso beso. Oh, they suddenly approached me and they want to beso me on the cheek. And I was surprised, okay? Because I'm not accustomed. But now I'm more accustomed to it, but still I won't initiate. And if there are people whose love language is a touch, okay, yeah, they can embrace me, they can beso me, but I won't initiate. I will just let them do it. Another thing would be, like, Hans would like massage. So one time I accompanied him, I think twice in our whole time of marriage. For me, I felt it's painful But when I ask the masseuse to make it lighter, I feel ticklish. And so I keep on laughing. So the masseuse was also laughing. And I remember one time we passed through in the airport, there's somebody frisking me. I also keep on laughing. So it's hard for me. So, but it's one thing that Hans likes. So I said, oh, you can go on your own if you really need a massage. Okay, but I can't accompany you anymore. But now that it's pandemic, he can go to a massage parlor. So from time to time when I see that he's stressed, okay, when he's working at home, I would just give him a massage. Of course, I'm not that good. Or a back rub. And for me to be able to show my love, I have to improve, okay? Because his love language is touch. So how do I do that? Like when he's washing the dishes, okay, I would go there and just kiss him on the cheek and tell him thank you. Or before he leaves the house or when he arrives, okay, we would kiss each other. And even when we have a fight, and let's say I'm about to go out, I would still kiss him on the cheek. That's because I said, I don't know what will happen. That might be the last time I see him. I just want him to know that, yeah, I'm still angry, we had a fight, but I still love you. And one thing we learned, okay, from Elder Sammy D and Deacon Esther D is to pray before sleeping. And because one time we had a fight and we don't know how to resolve it. So we approached both Brother Sammy and Sister Esther, and they gave us that tip. And we've been practicing that. So thank you, Samia and Esther T, for that. During Hans' 45th birthday, I was able to think of a creative way to give him a gift. Since his love language is touch, then I gave him 45 kisses. 20 kisses on the left cheek and another 20 on the right cheek, and then 5 kisses on the lips. And he was so happy and he posted it on Facebook. I mean, he said what I did. So I was so embarrassed. But that means he was very happy. So that's why it's important to know your partner's love language and you show it the way he wants to be loved. And for other tips, for those who are married couples, then you could, while watching together, TV together, you could sit close together, you could hold hands or cuddle each other while sleeping. And of course, making love or physical intimacy is a must for married couples. Did you know that Jesus displayed all the 5 love languages? Like, when talking about touch, did you know that he touched a leper? At that time, leprosy has no cure. So imagine that this leper, it has been so long since anybody has touched him. They don't even have a leper colony. So they have to live outside the village. But when Jesus healed him, Jesus intentionally touched him. You can check that out in Matthew 8, Mark 1, or in even Luke chapter 5. Jesus encouraged people. And in John 15 verse 9, he said, I love you. And when it comes to gift, he gave his life for us. And he said that whoever will believe in him would have eternal life. He will forgive our sins. So that's the best gift he offered us. And he also shows the love language of service. He washed the disciples' feet, for instance. And how about time? He spent time talking and listening to the Samaritan woman. He spent time and invested mentoring the 12 disciples. So he displayed the 5 love languages. So do comment below. If this love language series have helped you, please let me know. And in case you have other topics you'd want me to talk about, please tell me. And for this episode, I'd like to challenge all of you to apply any of the 5 love languages, whether it's words, gifts, service, touch, or time. And for our Serve Others challenge, actually, they did not tell me. I saw that in Facebook and asked their permission because I think they are embarrassed, okay? But I'm very proud of what they're doing. One is Anne Fernandez Kapadngan. Look at these pictures, okay? This is her husband, Francis. So she told me that she started a project, Tabangay. Tabangay is a Bisaya word that means working together, helping others, collaborating. It's just like the Bayanihan spirit. So they were able to raise funds, and they gave away 300 pack meals and 200 hygiene kits for the Marikina residents who have been devastated by the Typhoon Ulysses. So that's how they want to help. Another is Ginny Yap Tanlimco. Together with her husband Albert, they already gave away, okay, 600 gift packs. Look at these pictures, to the Marikina residents, to the Rizal residents. And during this pandemic, they already help a lot of people. I've seen them in their Facebook page, wherein they reach out to the jeepney drivers, to those who don't have enough food. So they gave and they helped a lot of people. So I thank God for you guys, for both Albert and Jeannie, for Francis and Anne, and I hope that their stories would inspire all of us to do more, especially to those who have been devastated by the typhoon. We can still keep on helping them, not only the ones in Marikina, even the ones in the province like Bicol, okay? Or whoever is in your vicinity who needs help. And we'd like also to give special thanks to the Tan brothers for giving us a camera. In case you don't know, all this time for the past 5 months, we're just using Hans' cell phone for recording our videos. And the Tan brothers wanted to enhance our ministries, and they want to help us improve the quality of our videos so that we could help more people. So again, thank you, Tan brothers. And for those viewers who have been sharing, encouraging us, I'd like also to thank you, like Agnes Go, Alin C. Uy, Amorte Raytay, Christine Rosete, Deli Del Chua, Emmanuel Yangkong, Enrique Uy, Ermelinda Tan, Juvie Lee Tan, Karen Monson, Kathy Koa, Larry Yu, Lalaine Angela Chua, Lailani Tango, Len Street, Leslie Grace Jose, Lily C. Guevara, Paz Yupalaw, Rosalind Ngoli, Rosette V, Ruth Nang, Ryan Lau, Sarah Ibasco, Sheena Erica Ong. So stay safe everyone, till next time!